Hello. Hello. So good to see you guys again. I know I've been out of contact for quite a while because of exams and stuff, but we'll leave that behind because it is July. It is July. I don't know how the year has gone so quickly. It's mad. Like, I swear it's still October. But apparently it's July, which means I should probably do a June favourites. So I'm going to give it a go. I'm no Zoella or Tanya there, but I'm going to try. So, I suppose we'll probably start with TV, seeing as I watch so much. So, this month I've really been enjoying this American comedy series called The Goldbergs, and it's about a 1980s family who, I don't know, they're really, really funny, and there's a granddad, 3 kids, mum and a dad, and they're all called The Goldbergs, and it's actually based on a true family. And I think it's very relatable because a lot of the problems that they have, our family still has now. Like the dad, like, sits at home in his pants. That's like my dad. And the mum is really similar to my mum. Oh my gosh, like, she's a bit of a control freak, but she really, really loves her kids, and she wears loads of really funny, like, t-shirts with, like, her kids' names printed on them and, like, their faces printed on them, which I think is so funny. Yeah, so I really recommend that if you haven't seen it already, because it is so funny. I think it's on E4, or if you just type in 4OD and then The Goldbergs, it'll come up. I've also really been enjoying this new sci-fi series on Channel 4 as well, which is called H.U.M.A.N.S, and I must say, I am not good with horror or sci-fi or anything gory, because I'm really quite squeamish, but H.U.M.A.N.S, I don't know, I really gripped. It's just really enticing, you know, and it's all, I'm like so on edge the entire time. Yeah, it's basically like set in the future, where in a world where humans have become so idle that they rely on, like, synthetic humans to do all their jobs for them, and it's got to the point where the humans feel inadequate because they can't get any jobs because the synthetic humans can do everything better than them and they're kind of perfect. But in the series, there's like a group of synths who appear to have quite human qualities, that they can feel emotion and they kind of talk in sort of human voices, and they get kind of scared, and we don't really know what's going on, but I think they're like they're humans who might have been, like, programmed to be robots, like kidnapped, I don't know, but yeah, we'll find out, but it's really, really good. Okay, I've also been loving, films-wise, I've been loving loads of rom-coms, like Letters to Juliet. I was sort of recommended this film by one of my mum's friends, because I've been doing this project since January, writing letters, like, anonymously to people around my town, like, spreading happiness. But I might do another video on this because it's quite a big thing that's happened, and there's quite a lot of stuff going on, so I should probably, yeah, I'll make a note to do that next week. But yeah, the film was really good. It was really corny and cheesy. It's set in, like, Italy, and oh, it's so good. Anyway, so that's films, and let me have a look. Music-wise, I don't know. I've had quite a sort of mixed taste in music this month. I mean, I always have quite a mixed taste, really. Like, on some ways, like, I'm loving the 80s. I'm listening to so much 80s music. I've got a whole playlist on my Spotify called Cheesy, and it's just filled with the most unbelievably, horrifically cheesy songs you can think of. Like, I'm talking like Barbie Girl, YMCA, like S Club 7, Elton John, Queen, like every amazing, like, vintage song you can think of. So kind of that, but more up to date music. I'm quite enjoying Rae Morris at the moment. I absolutely love her her song Closer. Oh, that's so good. Closer, closer, I feel you closer to you. Yeah, I love that song, and yeah, I just really think she's such a good singer. And such an amazing raw voice as well. So yeah, Rae Morris. That's probably my main recommendation for music, I guess. I've got so many. And then I guess sort of books-wise, I know I did a massive video on books last month. Well, not last month, in January, when I had a cold. But I've recovered now, so my voice is lovely and fine. And beautiful, as ever. But yeah, books-wise, I've read quite a few books this month, but I've sort of pinned it down to 2 books that I think are really topical and anyone can relate to, and I think they're really good conversational books that you can kind of maybe take to a book club and then have a chat about. So the first one I read was a book called The Kabul Beauty School by Deborah Rodriguez. Rodriguez. There we go. And basically it's about this American hairdresser who travels to Afghanistan and sets up a beauty school to teach Afghan women the essential beauty skills to run their own salon and sort of get their own salary and kind of feel independent and not necessarily relying on their husband all the time, because a lot of Afghan women are kind of almost trapped by their household and their husbands because they kind of just look after children and clean, and this kind of gives them a bit of an escape. And I just thought it was a really moving book for me, because there's so many different stories that are told through the different lives of the women, and some of them are quite nasty, so if you're easily upset, it's probably not the best book to read. But I just found on a personal level I could really relate to them. Not that I've ever gone through anything half as bad what they've gone through, but I just feel like, oh, it's better hair. Hello. I just feel like I just love their positivity and how they just, despite all their problems, they just carry on working really hard to earn a living and to get an education. And some of them, walked miles to get to these beauty schools, and they, fought battles, and it's just so heroic. And I think we all kind of, I certainly underestimate my education, and I don't really fully appreciate it. I mean, I've completely done with education now, I'm on to uni, but I don't know, sometimes I complain about going to school, or I'd be moaning that I didn't want to go, but some of these women are actually, they're fighting to go to beauty school. Some of them came back after being beaten up by their husbands, and they still came in to learn. And I just thought that's just a really, I don't know, it's something we can all take home and just realise how lucky we are. And the other book I've been reading, which I took it with me because I still haven't taken it back to the library, but I will be tomorrow, is a book called Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. This is a sort of, it's quite a geeky book, I guess. I am a self-confessed geek. It's about, well, I'll read you the blurb. Okay. A world at stake, a quest for the ultimate prize. Are you ready? It's the year 2044, and the real world has become an ugly place. We're out of oil, we've wrecked the climate, famine, poverty and disease are widespread. Like most of humanity, Wade Watt escapes this depressing reality by spending his waking hours jacked into the Oasis, a sprawling virtual utopia where you can be anything you want to be, where you can live and play and fall in love on any of the 10,000 planets. And like most humanity, Wade is obsessed by the ultimate lottery ticket that lies concealed within this alternate reality. Oasis founder James Halliday, who died with no heir, has promised that control of the Oasis and his massive fortune will go to the person who can solve the riddles he's left scattered throughout his creation. For years, millions have struggled fruitlessly to obtain this prize, knowing only that riddles are based on Halliday's obsession with 1980s pop culture. And then Wade stumbled onto the keys to the first puzzle. Suddenly he finds himself pitted against thousands of competitors in a desperate race to claim the ultimate prize, a chase that soon takes on the terrifying real-world dimensions and that will leave both Wade and his world profoundly changed. So as you've probably heard there, it's about a sort of computerized world where the world is become so run down and sort of derelict that people don't really want to walk around their own world anymore, and they kind of spend their whole time in a simulation online, and they're all racing because the creator of this online thing is called James Halliday, and when he died, he hid an Easter egg somewhere in this simulation, and whoever found it would get all of his inheritance, so which is like, I don't know, all of his earnings, which is like billions of pounds, and they get control over the whole simulation. And it's about the race to the simulation, and it was really interesting, and like, it's such a fantasy book, and it's so different from our real world. I thought it was just awesome. And it's kind of about, like, although it's nice to go online, it's about the importance of reality as well, and how important it is to take some time out from your phones and enjoy the real world. But yeah, I thought, as a non-computer nerd, more of a book nerd, I really enjoyed this book. So yeah, I'd recommend it. It was a really good read. Yeah, I think that's about it for my favourites this month, really. Oh, I forgot to mention, I've set up a blog now. I started it a couple of months ago. Well, actually, I started it in January, but I've started to get on board with it, and I've started putting up more posts, and I'm hoping over the summer to keep on top of it. I'll leave a little link down below to the blog if you want to check it out. I did one about makeup and how and like the importance of just having time to have bare skin from time to time. But yeah, sorry, my dad's just doing something weird. Okay, so yeah, I'll leave a link down below to that. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you watched the whole way through, you're an absolute angel. I love you. Yeah, and hopefully there'll be more vlogs and videos in the future. But I always say that, I'm never ending, so I'll try. But yeah, I'll see you very soon. Goodbye!